Hello collective, welcome back to another video. We are obviously in a different scenery here, walking home and feeling the guidance to channel a little bit, continuing our conversation as we push the element for Q2, Earth element, back by a week. So I did make that announcement on Instagram. So you guys are going to see a little bit more videos around the Earth element, and then we're going to jump into air next week for Q3. So as fitting as the Earth element is, obviously I do have to say sometimes content gets pushed back because I am not following the timeline for society. I'm following the timeline for when my guides need me to channel messages. So sometimes things have been delayed, and I think in the past few years that I've been posting content, this is really something that I've been almost kind of, humbled with. Being on the Earth element at this moment for, the topic for Q2, if you will, it's almost like my guides have been pulling me down into experiencing the actual Earth energy and like pushing me to be even more immersed in my Earth experience, if you will. So nothing is a coincidence. I find after the fact, that, oh, okay, this is what is happening because things are being pointed my way. And so sometimes things get delayed, and that's just me being immersed and then having to come back and channel even more for you guys. So I did want to talk a little bit about Earth energy, our auras, and kind of diving into the more esoteric sense of the Earth element or of Earth energy, if you will, for Q2. So this is going to be a little bit more channeling. Take what resonates and leave what doesn't. It doesn't have to be something related to your life per se. It could just be new information you're learning about the Earth element itself, Earth energy, or just life, however it fits for you. Okay? So here's the thing. Many of you guys obviously know this. We have an aura. Each and every one of us has an aura. But what most people don't know is that we have 12 layers of auric fields. So we have our initial auric layers that are kind of like coexisting with our chakras, if you will. And then we're also having an extension of that. So we will have external layers, like for example, the catheric esoteric layer, our outermost auric layer that actually reaches out 2 to 5 feet from our bodies. And so sometimes when you're at a party, when you're in a public setting, at the grocery store, somewhere around a bunch of people, and if you feel an energy and you're like, I'm getting a weird vibe, like something feels off about this person or about the setting I'm in, it's likely that you're feeling someone's auric layer that they are projecting on Earth. So not all things are physically seen by the human eye, you guys. Many of what you will experience on Earth, the more aware you become about yourself, the patterns that you're experiencing, the cycles that have repeated in the past in your life, maybe things that come up in your later years of adulthood, as some of you 40s, 50s, I'm hearing, and this message could resonate, and you're like having things come up again, and you're like, what's happening? This is coming up again? I thought I already learned this, right? But this is what that message is. It's like things will always come back up to challenge us to not only see if we've learned the lesson, but you guys might hear fireworks. It is the 4th of July. I'm so sorry. All right, so let's jump back into it. Post-firework moment, interruption. Happy 4th of July for anyone that's been celebrating. But yeah, bringing us back to the Earth experience, if you will, okay? So we were talking about the Earth experience. We're being reminded of it, obviously. And, this is to say that, we are tapping into the spiritual realm almost always before we were experiencing what we are experiencing in the physical. And so your body will let you know about that, right? Your body will literally tell you, okay, hey, newsflash, something is not right here. And I'm feeling some type of way about the energy that's around me. What do you notice? What are you noticing? So this is something to be aware of and to keep in mind. So our auras are indicators for us to kind of recognize. It's like spatial awareness, the energy that's around us. And so when you go anywhere, you want to make sure that you are not only being conscientious of your own aura, what energy you're holding, the thoughts that you're having, making sure that you kind of focus on your emotional stability as much as possible, even when things are disruptive. It's not about distracting yourself with another task. It's about making sure that you are normalizing how you feel and your emotions without gaslighting them, and also regulating them by learning how to regulate your nervous system. And that's just something that takes time, right? Something that takes trial and error and practice and self-discovery about what works for you. That's kind of some of the messages that was coming through around our auric layer, understanding that at any given point, no matter where you are on earth, where you're walking, where you're going, public or private setting, you are having 12 layers of auras that surrounds your body. And when you're kind of passing by people that even you don't know, it's almost like your auras enmesh. But keep in mind, this is how physics works, right? And energy, quantum physics. So essentially, people that are walking around you that you might not know, you always carry something similar to them, maybe something that you've experienced similar to them in life. And it doesn't mean you need to talk to every single person that passes by you, but that's that understanding about the quantum design of this earth, is that we are always surrounded by people, whether we know or don't know, who share some type of commonality with us. And you can think of it like a spider web, but similarly, we all carry our own shadows. And so it's important to be mindful of your own auric layers. The health of your mental well-being affects the health of your auric layer, essentially the level of protection that you have. Because a lot of people that have, disabilities, if you will, or challenges within their mental wellness, mental well-being, they tend to have more impacted auric fields. So that can be kind of a channel or a portal for maybe darker energies to kind of take hold. And that's why you see a lot of people become suicidal, depressive. So people who experience PTSD tend to have that kind of synergy. So, Earth is only the physical experience for us, but we are still walking bodies, and the energy proves this, right? That we're walking bodies that carries 12 layers of auric fields that are constantly intertwined with other people. And ultimately, how you go about your earth experience is going to impact the kind of experience of, your own kind of physical well-being in the emotional and kind of spiritual, esoteric sense, but also the energy that surrounds you, people who kind of cross paths with you as well. So this is why affirmations can be very helpful in the earth realm. I am statements. I am is more so an affirmation related to the root chakra. The root chakra is kind of the earth element, if you will. We're talking about earth energy here with the roots itself. Think of it like the roots of a tree. So, it is good to do certain affirmations to help ground you into the earth grid in a way that keeps you still connected, uplifted, positive, and not allowing yourself to stay in a negative mindset that keeps you entrapped in these programmings that you're not enough. And it's like a domino effect, like essentially one thing impacts the other, right? So that's the psychic message that came through today for you guys on earth element, earth energy. I'm kind of out of breath here as I'm walking home. Trying to think what else I need to share at this moment. What I'll do is I'll probably post this. It'll likely be less than 10 minutes or so, a quick little channeling on earth energy, our auras, something that I guess certain people in the collective needed to hear either now or in the future. I'm not sure, just going with the flow. I want to say also Archangel Gabriel with me right now, and Raphael do feel Saint Stefan as well. So I hope that all the messages I shared with you guys resonates, and let me know if it does. Leave your comments down below, and I hope to see and hear from you guys soon.